A new season brings new challenges as the AFC Champions League Two gets underway. Both these sides, Nam Dinh reached the last 16 last season, while Ratchaburi are making just a third appearance in AFC competition. The Atentrung Stadium in Nam Dinh is the venue. Pretty humid here at the moment, pretty warm as well, 28 degrees Celsius. 30,000 capacity stadium, a healthy crowd over on that far side, most of them rooting for the home team Nam Dinh, who've made a pretty steady start to their regular league season. Just one defeat in their opening 4 games so far, and hoping to get off to a winning start here tonight. Several new faces in their team tonight as well. I'll give you the team news in a moment or two's time. Ratchaburi come here, unbeaten so far this season. Fairly inexperienced in AFC competitions, as we said. Tough group this. Eastern from Hong Kong and Gamba Osaka from Japan, the other 2 teams in the group. All women officials tonight as well. Our referee, Kim Yu-young, was the first woman to referee an AFC Champions League match in the men's game. Very experienced referee. Was also a referee in the Olympic Games just over a year ago in Paris in the women's football competition there. Those Nam Dinh fans hoping for a repeat of last season when they were pretty impressive in the group stage. Got through in second place. Bangkok United were the only team that finished above them in the group stage last season. Top 2 go through from each group to the round of 16. But in these games, especially with a home advantage in your first game, it's always vital to try and get off to a winning start. Just puts you in that driving seat as you move forward. There will be some tough trips here for both these teams. It's a busy campaign for Nam Dinh. They've not only got the league and the AFC Champions League Two, they're also in the Asian Club Championship as well, the Shopee Cup. They play here next week against Svay Reng from Cambodia. And of course, picking up league points remains the aim as well. They are the defending V-League champions. Title-winning season last season.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the teams of Ratchaburi and Nam Dinh. Đề nghị quý vị đại biểu, quý vị khách quý cùng toàn thể khán giả nhiệt liệt chào mừng câu lạc bộ bóng đá Ratchaburi và câu lạc bộ bóng đá Nam Dinh.
Well, here come the teams. It is the second season of the new look AFC club competitions, having gone from the old AFC Champions League and AFC Cup to Champions League Elite, Champions League Two and the AFC Challenge League as well. This competition was the equivalent of the AFC Cup, but it's a much more level playing field for these teams now, who often found themselves overwhelmed by some of the really strong teams in the AFC Confederation games, such as the split in this competition. Fairly settled side for Ratchaburi. They haven't made too many changes from their last league match at the weekend. A lot of changes though for Vu Hongviet, the Nam Dinh coach. I'll give you those changes in a moment or two's time. Ratchaburi qualified by a 4th place finish in the Thai League last season. As you say, Nam Dinh, winners of the V-League, cementing their place in this competition for the 2nd successive season. There's a big prize at stake as well. The side that wins this competition will get a spot, a direct and indirect spot into the 2026-27 Champions League Elite next season. That is if they haven't already qualified by virtue of their league form that's this season. There'll only be one thing on the minds of those players tonight, that's getting 3 points in their opening match. Nam Dinh will look to make their home advantage count tonight. It is a home and away format across 6 match days in this AFC Champions League 2 campaign. Let's take a look at the teams. As we said, Nam Dinh take advantage of the unlimited foreigners rule. There are 10 in their starting 11. Lucas, Motta, Mitchell Dykes and Percy Tau all make debuts, having recently joined the club. Hong An is the only homegrown player in the starting 11. A couple of foreigners on the bench as well. 6'9" Kyle Hoodlin, one of the tallest players in world football. Two captains coming together, Jakapan and Cesar. As we said, Kim Yu-young from Korea is our referee tonight. She's just finished refereeing some AFC Under-23 qualifying matches for the AFC Under-23 Cup. And as we mentioned earlier on, she was the first woman official to take charge of a men's AFC Champions League match. Ratchaburi showed just 2 changes to the side that started their last league game against Port FC at the weekend. Jeremy Cornelius and Ngueba both come into their starting lineup. Look out for Denilson Jr. up front. 2 goals in his first 2 games for his new club. And just a couple of foreigners on the bench. Iksan Fandi, who's on loan from BG Pathum United, on the Ratchaburi bench tonight. It's Nam Dinh who are in the white chain strip of green and gold tonight for Ratchaburi. Thai League seems to be getting stronger and stronger. We saw a really good win for Buriram United last night in the AFC Champions League Elite against Johor, who are big spenders in the Malaysian Superliga. Of course, BG Pathum United as well, one of the trailblazers in Thailand. Ratchaburi looking to keep themselves in that elite little group. So was in charge, the referee, for a couple of those AFC Under-23 qualifiers. She did send off a Hong Kong player, Jay Haddo, for a couple of yellow cards in one of their matches. Will be Ratchaburi that get us underway. A change strip of a dark green tonight. It'll be Captain Jakapan that will get proceedings underway here in Nam Dinh. Around about a couple of hours drive from Hanoi. And we're underway. Both sides getting their AFC Champions League 2 campaigns off and running here. Nam Dinh will kick from left to right in the first half. Looking to keep Ratchaburi pressed straight back early on here. Sides have never met before, and so limited Confederation Continental appearances for them in the past. Had a really good campaign last season, Nam Dinh, before they came up against the very strong Sanfrecce Hiroshima in the round of 16 and lost out over 2 legs. Yes, that's a little bit, was aimed towards Gabriel, but it was a poor pass from Cornelius. Nice flick over the top. Header was just enough to guide it back to camp on the goalkeeper. Cornelius, who has featured in all 4 league games so far for Ratchaburi. Referee, I think, has just pulled that back for a foul on the halfway line. There's the Nam Dinh coach, Vu Hong Viet. Man who was a midfielder in his playing days, won a couple of V-League titles during his career. Started his career just down the road with the Hanoi youth team. Back in the early days of his coaching, too much on that. Easy for Kampon, who has established himself now. It's his 5th season as first choice keeper for Ratchaburi. Tanawat. Kem D playing at right back for Ratchaburi. Oh, nicely done. Ngueba. Lovely ball inside the defender. Just had to drag that one back. It might come here for Ngueba. It's a good block. First real attack of any great note from either side, and Ngueba, the Brazilian, who enjoying his first season at Ratchaburi. He was in Thailand last season, played for Lampung Warriors. Good block though to send that one spinning away for the corner. Rurawut Srimaka is the Ratchaburi head coach. Played over 100 games for BEC Tero Sasana. 55 goals in that time as well. Really prolific striker, averaging almost a goal every couple of games. So the rules have changed now regarding foreigners. If you wonder why there are so many foreigners on the field for Nam Dinh tonight, the AFC deciding that they were going to drop the quota numbers. That was forward by Percy Tau. Means that they can field as many foreigners they like. It gives the chance for Keiki Santos, the goalkeeper who's just joined the club from Curitiba in Brazil, to make his debut tonight. So 4 debutants in the Nam Dinh side. Slightly different in the league, of course. They are restricted to the number of foreigners that can start a game. But a lot of teams these days buying players in just to be added to the Champions League squad or the AFC squads. Nam Dinh trying to fashion an opening. It's come back out wide again to Famba. Good defending from Ratchaburi. Good solid challenge. Referee saw nothing wrong with it. Play continues. Good pressure this from Nam Dinh. Have they got an end product? They've only conceded 1 goal in the Thai League in their opening 4 games, Ratchaburi. Goalkeeper's a long way out of his area, Santos. It's a lovely ball over the top as well. Almost overhit that one. It was Cesar, I think, with a header on that far side. Gives a thumbs up for the ball. It was a lovely ball, starting with that move from the goalkeeper initially. Long way out with a header. It almost fell for Branagh in front of the goalkeeper. It's been a lively start by both teams. Danielson Jr. Gabriel. Cornelius. Just turned back inside that time by Jacopan. Dinh looking the more lively with the tides going forward at the moment. Good defending again by Cornelius. It was an important foot in that time. And a chance on the break here for Ratchaburi. Dinh Jr. trying to go on that diagonal run. He has been found now, but just lost a little bit of momentum going forward. Tanawat. Cesar. Easy for the goalkeeper, Santos. Dinh Jr., as we say, has got a couple of goals already to his name. Scored in the last two matches, in fact, the wins over Swatcat and Port FC, sorry. There's Mitchell Dykes, the Dutchman, very experienced, former Ajax player. Claiming he was fouled there, but the referee saw nothing wrong with it. Play will continue. Another player making his debut tonight, Dykes, alongside Lucas and Motta at the back. Maybe just caught him with a flailing arm there, but there was nothing malicious about it. Tanner felt he was hit deliberately, but we'll need to do a bit more convincing than that. Dykes just saying, I didn't really touch you, but Tanner getting gingerly back to his feet. Campon opts to go short that time. Gabriel and Cornelius. Foul by Fambar. It was a relatively clumsy one, really. Frenchman born in Paris. A bit of space here for Mitchell Dykes. Looking to try and pick out Cesar. It wasn't the best ball in the world. It was comfortably cut out by Tanner. Cesar. Dykes forward to take the throw. corner here, Namdin. Can they take advantage? First corner of the game. And swing a good header away from just in front of the goalkeeper. Now a chance for Ratchaburi to break. Bikes did enough just to block the way off, and Dinh will try and keep some pressure on. Looking fairly competent on the ball, Namdin, at the moment. They're quite happy to go backwards if there's nothing going forwards. They built up a very good reputation in the V-League, having won the league last season. Only beaten Fanbar getting forward. It was a good shot by Percy Tau, but it was straight at the goalkeeper. Campon makes the save, so he only conceded 1 goal so far this season. Percy Tau is another of the new players that joined this campaign on a debut tonight, joined from Qatar Sports Club in mid-August. Current. Nice chip over the top. Jason here for Curran again, who's pressed forward, but still the pressure on here from Ratchaburi. Curran again in behind this time. Still Namdin can't get the ball away. Much deeper ball in this time, little nudge in the back, and it's a fairly comfortable one. Clumsy challenge. Run away from Fanbar, a little Cesar. Denilson Jr. with the foul. Referee straight onto the scene. Don't think there'll be a yellow card this time for Denilson Jr. Maybe just a warning that time. It was a clumsy challenge. There wasn't too much space to play with in that little gap. It was Motta that got a foot in initially. He actually won the ball. It was maybe his challenge that injured himself rather than the interception or the intervention of Denilson Jr. Wanted Aramim, another Brazilian among the Namdin ranks. Immediately gives the ball straight away to Tanawat. Ngueba, a little bit of space to work in here. Fambar still out of position, having got forward to win that. Now a chance again for Cesar to press forward here for Namdin. Might try his luck here, Cesar! Good save, Campon. Got across quickly to that one and gathered it in, but Cesar starting to just press in midfield. Can Cesar just dug the shot out more than anything else. It didn't really have too much power on it. Only scored the one goal in the league last season. He's not prolific, but he certainly knows where the net is in terms of career. Straight at him that time. That's the second time Percy Towers tried his luck. Here come Namdin again. Of course, he's overhit this time there. Namdin certainly looking the more likely at the moment. Haven't seen too much of Ratchaburi in the final third. Might be a chance here though. Let's aim towards Denilson Jr., but no real quality on that ball. It'll go straight through to Santos in goal. Fambar. Shot just curled wide that time. No need for Kampon to make a save on that occasion, but they're starting to press here, Nam Dinh, looking for the opening goal. Percy Tau now's had 3 attempts on goal, 2 of them have been saved. He's certainly proving to be the biggest threat for Nam Dinh at the moment. And they come again. Percy Tau once more, certainly looking lively, trying to get to the byline beyond Cornelius. Good ball across, goalkeeper just got a hand on it, Kampon. Still it's not cleared. And there were just too many bodies in front of Cesar, who I think maybe hit the back of his own player there, Brenner, when he hit that shot. It's a lovely piece of skill again by Nam Dinh down this near side, and Cornelius is having a torrid time against Percy Tau. Only made 9 appearances in the Qatar Stars League last season, Percy Tau, but he's certainly making the most of his opportunity here. There's an injury here too. We're back underway again after that little bit of treatment to Hong An, who's back on the field. Hanawat. Just forced Gabriel to backtrack a little bit there, forward by Kendi. I've got a tough home game next to Ratchaburi. After this, they take on Gamba Osaka on match day 2, while Nam Dinh will go to Hong Kong to play Eastern. Ngueba. Here come Nam Dinh again, three waiting in the middle. Again, it's just lacking that little bit of finesse on the cross, needed to take a little bit off that. It went over the top of all those white shirts. Dykes. Lucas. Kevin Fambar. Sharjah are the defending champions, having beaten Lion City Sailors in the final of this competition last season. Of course, it split into East and West for the group stages and the early rounds in the knockouts. Then the two confederations, East and West, will meet. Good ball out to Denilson Jr. Chance to run at that Nam Dinh defence. Hasn't had the ball at his feet to run too much so far. Played out wide by Ngueba, who's moved into the middle. Tanawat. Curran getting involved as well. Little flick back by Ngueba. Almost finds his way through to Denilson Jr., but ball just almost hitting him on the knee and running away, to the frustration of the bench. Schumacher. Got a pretty good record since taking over at Ratchaburi. It's his 30th game. You see it a lot in football. One side has a lot of possession and it's the other side that potentially goes on and gets a goal. Ratchaburi, that's probably the most purpose they've gone forward with that attack a moment or so ago when the ball came off Denilson. That's going to be a free kick to Ratchaburi, so another Nam Dinh attack comes to nothing. Still goalless then, coming up to 31 minutes gone in this opening match in the group. It's a really good confidence boost if you can get off to a winning start in these group games. Of course, each team will play 6 matches. Offside flag up over on that far side against Aid, I think. Yeah, I think he's just coming back from an offside position from that initial ball. He certainly wasn't offside when that one came forward. Ratchaburi have done pretty well to contain Nam Dinh so far. In case you missed the team news, Nam Dinh playing with 10 foreigners in their lineup tonight. Just Hoang An, the sole Vietnamese. Here's Cornelius. Little flip from Ngueba. Just kept in play by Jakapan. Free kick given away on, or by Percy Tau, should I say, by the Ratchaburi captain Jakapan. It is his 99th game for Ratchaburi tonight. Jakapan the captain. Eid. Spreading the play again. Nam Dinh. Percy Tau has always been the outlet for them. It's aimed back into his path again, but again it was just the execution that let Nam Dinh down on the back of the area. That's a good turn from Jakapan, but good recovery from Nam Dinh and Hong An. Mota. Hong An, lovely ball inside the fullback this time. Chance for Eid. Cesar, great finish. It's been coming from Nam Dinh, and it was only a matter of time before they found the net, but what a brilliant finish that is from Cesar, the Brazilian. Real flair. It was Eid that put the ball into the net, into the box rather, and Cesar, well, I'm not quite sure how he's managed to guide that one on target, but it's a brilliant finish to put his side in front. And you have to say they've deserved it on the balance of play in this first half. Much more of the ball, much more attacks, more shots on goal, and now they've taken the lead. 35 minutes played. Second goal of the season for the man playing his second season at Nam Dinh. Eid was onside when the ball was played through. Look where Cesar is, he had to make up a lot of ground here. But he just cleverly got round the back, and oh, look at this for a finish. The hook back across the goalkeeper, Campon. And that is a real touch of quality from the Brazilian. Just guided it, used the pace on the ball, didn't overhit it. And Nam Dinh take the lead here. Great goal. Really good goal. Credit to Mahmoud Eid, though, the Swede, who played that ball in perfectly. They might just breathe a sigh of relief as well there, the Vietnamese, because they had been having all the play and it was getting a little frustrating in front of goal. Cesar puts an end to that frustration. Fambar. Anywhere will do, really, just get that one away from goal. Kem D will play that to Curran. The band on the far side have been non-stop all the way through this game so far, and their volume, I think, has just cranked up a notch as well. Here come Ratchaburi, though. This is Tanawat. Good save, Santos. Hasn't had much to do so far, the debutant goalkeeper, but he's made a good save there. Lovely interchange of passes. Tanner just pulling the trigger from the edge of the area, managing to force the goalkeeper into the save. Corner to Ratchaburi. Just have to wait a moment. There's the usual pushing and shoving going on inside the penalty area. The referee's happy that she's had a quick word. And can they get back into this from the corner? Clever back heel to Tanawat. Out wide by Srisawan. Tana. Cesar in front of him, Nam Dinh trying to press that line and hold it high. Lovely ball, Denilson Jr. trying to head that one back across, good defending. And there could be a break on here for Percy Tau. Denilson Jr. Crowd are enjoying this performance at the moment. Cesar. Heavy challenge from Kem D. That'll be a free kick. Not too much doubt about that. Challenge in the back from Jonathan Kem D. He's the goal scorer. Scored in a 2-1 win over PVF Cand at the end of August to get his league campaign underway, and he's off and running in the AFC Champions League Two as well now. And he'll go straight into that line on the edge of the penalty area. Another chance here maybe for Nam Dinh. Percy Tau. Lifted over the top, but easy for Campon. Romelu trying the clever free kick, just try and catch out Ratchaburi, didn't work for him though. Tanner. That'll be a free kick. Hong An just stuck out her leg, it was a little bit clumsy, no more than that. Tanner claiming it should be more than just a telling off. Well, maybe he's right, he did seem to have a hack at the shins of Curran there. It looked a little bit ungainly. The referee deciding it's worth nothing more than a telling off for the Vietnamese. Tanner over the free kick. Danielson Jr. Lifted over the top again for Ngueba, who was trying to get round behind the back of those Nam Dinh defenders. Long ball forward, comfortably cut out though by Curran. I think the home team will just want to get through to half-time now without any mishaps in terms of conceding goals. Get to the halfway point, clean sheet. And 1 goal to the good at the moment. Three points in the opening game would be a really big boost for them in their quest to try and make it through for a second season running. Did meet their match where they met Sanfrecce Hiroshima in the round of 16 last year, but pretty impressive up to that point. 3 wins in their 6 matches. Their only defeat in the group stages came against Bangkok United, the side that went on to win the group. Beat Lee Man and Tampines Rovers. Averaged just over 2 goals a game as well. They were pretty free scoring last season as well. They've got their noses in front here as we approach half-time. Fambar with a throw. Goes out of Ngueba. Percy Tau. Romelu. Working the ball across to Cesar. Slid down the line again toward Hong An, who has been pressured all the way and takes a tumble in the corner. No foul, it was a good solid challenge that time from Gabriel. And just shoulder to shoulder. Just the stronger man, Gabriel. Jacopan. Lovely ball for Curran, who's got a little bit of clear ground ahead of him here. Tanner's just inside him. He's got Danielson Jr. in the middle. Wants to go back to Tanawat. There's that lift over the top again, looking for Curran, who goes down under the challenge. I don't think he was going to keep the ball in anyway. Just went down as Eid was chasing that ball back, and again Curran just claiming he's been caught in the face. I think the referee may have given the free kick as well. I don't think that Curran had any chance of keeping that ball in play. Just there was a flailing arm from Eid, and he might have got away with one there, Eid. Well, they will have some defending to do here right on the stroke of half-time, Nam Dinh. Ratchaburi haven't really threatened Santos' goal, just one shot from Tanner, which was pushed wide for a corner. Maybe this is the opportunity, maybe this is the moment for those travelling supporters to see their side take the lead, or go level rather. Percy Tau there forming part of a two-man wall. This could be pretty much the last action. There will be a couple of minutes added time, I think, because of the injuries we had earlier on. That's way overhit though. That's wasted really from Ratchaburi, and that's a real disappointment. A player of Tanner's quality is better than that, the Spaniard. And he's completely overhit that. His teammates who'd come forward, Gabriel and Kemdi from the back, just watching as that ball sailed over the top of them. 3 minutes to be added at the end of the first half. It's been a very good first half if you're a Nam Dinh supporter. Started very much on the front foot, pressing Ratchaburi back from the first whistle. Percy Tau has been excellent in this first half. 3 really good chances, a couple saved by Campon. But then that lovely finish from Cesar, putting his side in front. There is Cesar. Away by Gabriel. Not very far though. 2 blocks. There's Percy Tau. He just set himself looking for the curler. Kemdi got the block in. Maybe just took a fraction too long to get the shot off there, Percy Tau. All the way back to Santos. Long looping header again from Gabriel. Lucas heading it back towards halfway. Both sides giving the ball away cheaply in the final few seconds of the first half. Here's Mitchell Dykes. Straight onto the chest of Jacopan. Tanner. Jacopan. Looks for some movement up ahead of him. Danielson Jr. Curran. Tanawat. The chance here to move this forward. Last minute of added time. It's a clumsy free kick given away by Romelu on Tanner. He's tricky when he's on the ball, Tanner. Does draw the fouls really well. Romelu that occasion just a little bit too exuberant in trying to win the ball back. Free kick given away, and this will be the last chance you would feel of the first half for Ratchaburi to try and get back into this one. Tanner over the free kick. Needs a better delivery than last time. It is a better delivery, but again, no one able to get a decisive header towards goal on it. Tanawat. Cesar back on defensive duty. Almost heading that into the path of Hong An as well. And Campon's a long way out of his goal, pressured by Brenner. He's been given away cheaply by Ratchaburi, but it won't matter. The whistle's gone for half-time. Nam Dinh claiming that they should have been allowed to continue that attack once they got the ball back, but the Korean referee having none of it. And just a little bit of pushing and shoving as the whistle goes for half-time. Cesar's goal separating the teams. A lovely finish after Eid's ball into the box. Nam Dinh, who made the round of 16 last year, are leading here in their opening game in the 25-26 campaign. Work to do for Ratchaburi in the second half. Just the second goal that Kampon's conceded this season. But Nam Dinh started brightly, had the visitors pressed back right from the first whistle. It took them a while, though, to find the opening. Kampon made a couple of good saves, particularly from Percy Tau in that first half. But Ratchaburi need to come up with something in the second 45 minutes. The defending V-League champions have the lead. I'm sure we'll see plenty of substitutions and changes in the second half as well. But it's been a really interesting game.
For a record 9th time. Flying high as the champions of the sky. And this year, even higher. Best airline in the Middle East. World's best business class. Best business
making
class
their way
lounge.
off. But half-time,
Yes,
it's
still
Nam Dinh 1,
5-star airline.
Ratchaburi
That's a
0.
lot of bests. But none of it happens without the best passengers. Thank you for flying with us. And for voting for us. We go further because of you.
I landed in an unexplored territory. I saw things you wouldn't believe. I was the first, but I won't be the last. This land is calling.
Football teaches us how to win, as well as how to accept defeat gracefully. Then go on to do our best in the next game. Follow this trail, boys. Let your opponents and teammates remember your name. Let play a role in the future of football.
With Kelme, leave your mark.
Welcome back to the Tien Trong Stadium in Nam Dinh, where both teams are out for the second half. Nam Dinh leading by a goal to nil, scored by the captain Cesar in that first half. It was a first half that was dominated really by Nam Dinh. We'll see how the second half unfolds here, but they'd love to get off to a winning start here, Nam Dinh, who made it to the round of 16 last year in the competition. Referee kept the game moving pretty well in that first half, Kim Young-yong from the Korea Republic. Santos, the goalkeeper, was pretty quiet in that first half, didn't really have a huge amount to do. And they have made a change at half-time. Ratchaburi. Cornelius has gone off and Apposite has come on. Very experienced player, Apposite Sarada. Formerly at BG Pathum United. Did play in the AFC Champions League for BG Pathum a couple of seasons ago. We're underway then. Nam Dinh in the all-white, kicking from right to left in the second half. So leading by a goal to nil. Cesar with that goal. There's an early offside, I think. Confirmation there of the substitute, Apposite coming on. I'm sure we will see plenty of changes. It's very hot and humid here in Nam Dinh. Ratchaburi have got an away game at the weekend in the league. They play Muang Thong United in another away game. There's Mitchell Dykes into the area, takes a tumble. It was a shoulder to shoulder, there was no appeal. But the new boy and one of a number of debutants in the Nam Dinh side tonight getting forward. Lovely little back heel from Cesar through the legs of Curran. Just ran into Kemdi almost. He's got his side of corner. So vastly experienced, over 80 appearances for Ajax. Mitchell Dykes played for Fortuna Sittard in the Netherlands last season. Cesar and Kemdi just barging into each other, and the referee will have a word with both of them. She's blaming Kemdi for that, pointed to the penalty spot, saying any more and I'm going to give a penalty. Headed away. Back it comes again though, Kemdi with the clearance. Here's the man who put the cross in for the goal. Mahmoud Eid. Was born in Sweden but has played internationally for Palestine on a couple of occasions. Cesar just caught, I think, but play continues. Didn't have too many chances in that first half. Ratchaburi. Tanner was, I think, the only player to hit the target in the first 45 minutes. A shot which was straight at the goalkeeper. Dykes with the throw. So they are second in the league at the moment, Ratchaburi. Just behind Buriram United, have a 100% record and recorded a really good win, Buriram, in their opening game in the Champions League Elite last night against Johor. 2-1 at the Buriram Stadium. Cesar just muscling his way through. He's got Eid up with him here. There is Eid. Percy Tau went for the curler towards that top corner, but didn't quite get the bend on it. Percy Tau, who was really good in the first half, had 3 shots on target and 1 just over the top. But another good move forward there by Nam Dinh. Have got 8 days off after this now. There's a bit of a break in the V-League at the moment, so their next game is against Phai Rieng from Cambodia in the Asian Club Championship a week tomorrow. I'll be here. From Kemdi, back from Curran. Was a straight swap at half-time, by the way. Corneas at the left-back going off and Apposite coming on. He just hits the back of Jakapan and runs out of play. Mitchell Dykes with the throw. Did play in the AFC Champions League back in 2021, Ratchaburi. Didn't make it out of the group stage though on that occasion. Here comes Fambar. Nicely done to find a little bit of space, Kevin Fambar. It's a good deflection. He was just trying to flick that out to Percy Tau, who is the danger man for Nam Dinh. Oh, brilliant finish! And it's come out of nothing, and Nam Dinh have doubled their advantage. Well, they just switched off their Ratchaburi and they've only allowed Nam Dinh the slightest sniff in the box. Well, it's Brenner on the mark. 2 really good finishes from the Vietnamese in this game. Cesar with the first, Brenner with the second, and Kampon beaten for a second time. Well, nobody picked up Percy Tau when he made a run into the box, and nobody was marking Brenner. They were ball watching Ratchaburi. Well, 2 goals from 2 Brazilians. It's another quality finish. First goal of the season. He joined fairly late last season, Brenner. Only played 9 league games. He did score 6 times in those 9 league games. Played a couple of times in the Champions League Two last season as well, but well, that's announced himself for this season, that's for sure. There's a player down injured here, which is just going to give us a brief stoppage. Well, We saw the celebrations in the stands from Rafaelson, who isn't playing obviously tonight. He's in the stands tonight. He is known as Nguyen Xuan's son as well. Despite the fact he was born in Brazil, he's naturalised Vietnamese. Now he does play for the Vietnamese national team, and he was delighted there to see another Brazilian get on the score sheet tonight for Nam Dinh. That V-League title for Nam Dinh last season was their third title. Won their first back in 1985. It was a long time till their second, the 23-24 season. And then winning back-to-back titles, they really have taken over and dominated Vietnamese football over the last couple of years. They have been runners-up in the V-League a couple of times as well. And they've been very impressive here tonight so far. Dykes plays that inside looking for Cesar. Was persistent in the challenge, Cesar. Too many green shirts in his way though. What response now from Ratchaburi? Lucas's header. Crowd really enjoying this at the moment. That was Dykes again, just playing that out to Eid. Matching to get to the byline, but can't pick out a white shirt in the middle. But all the attacking pressure is coming from the home team at the moment. Look at that. Crowd love to see that. Mitchell Dykes with a bit of showboating. Double change coming up here. Iksan Fandi is coming on, as is Tosawat. Srisawan is one of the players going off. Jacopan, the captain, coming off as well.
Player number 10, Jacopan Hebron, replaced by player number 9, Iksan Fandi Ahmad. Player number 37.
Confirmation of the substitution. Iksan Fandi, who's on loan from BG Pathum United. Oh, brilliantly guided in. And again, it's poor defending from Ratchaburi. And it's a second goal of the night for Brenner. And they were almost distracted by those substitutions, Ratchaburi. And Nam Dinh go into a 3-0 lead here. And surely now will fancy themselves to take 3 points from this one, barring any major mishaps. Kampon again just telling his defenders to think about things. That's the second time they've switched off in quick succession. And 2 goals in, what, 4 minutes? 2 for Brenner. He made himself an instant hero, but he joined late in the season last year. It's the short throw. Mitchell Dykes whipped the ball in, and Brenner in between the 2 defenders again. Kem D just switched off. And they were static. You see the reaction of Gabriel. He's been around a lot, the 31-year-old. This is his 12th professional club. Brenner. He's scored goals wherever he's been, and he gets another couple to add to his tally tonight. And Nam Dinh lead by 3 goals to 0. Aguera's come across to this near side now. Well, that's a lovely ball to Percy Tau, and they're just getting caught now. Ratchaburi turning and twisting his way through. That's opposite the half-time substitute. But you feel like Nam Dinh at the moment can threaten the Ratchaburi goal every time they go forward. Chance here for Denilson Jr. Blocked by Lucas. Naguera tried to go around the outside of Mitchell Dykes. Couldn't get there. Played across by Curran. Denilson Jr. just left the ball behind. Here's Tanawat! Well, it might be Sana actually that's got the final touch on that one. I think it is. Took a touch, but it is a goal back here for Ratchaburi. Santos beaten for the first time. It is indeed Tanner that put that one in. Well, may just have caught a knock on the ankle as well as he played that one in. There were one or two tackles flying in. Little push in the first instance. It was kept alive by Curran. Denilson Jr. couldn't get the shot, just managed to stab it to his teammate though, and then, well, it actually came off Santos, who probably feels he should have got a better hand on that and maybe saved it, but well, it goes down as a goal back. It's 3-1. Is that a lifeline for Ratchaburi? Wasn't much power behind that from Tanner. Didn't mean to, well, didn't seem to dig it out too well. Well, maybe that is the chance they needed. Just under half an hour to go here. There was a bit of an injury to Lucas, which is why we had the brief hold-up. Well, Dinh would have wanted to keep a clean sheet, that's for sure. They kept their first clean sheet of the new season at the weekend against Kongham MCMC, 0-0. Not to be tonight, though, for the man making his debut, KK Santos. Came off opposite, it will be a Dinh throw. Fambar. Towards Cesar again, good header that time by Kemdi. Now Nigueba. Chase on here for Denilson Jr. Lucas comes across. Was that a foul? Yes, it was, says the assistant on this near side. Lucas doesn't necessarily agree with that, but he was just a little bit too heavy there, I think, in the back of Denilson. Denilson Jr. has looked the more lively in this second half of the Ratchaburi strikers. Has played in Vietnam, had a spell at Hanoi earlier on in his career. Denilson. Ratchaburi with a free kick. Flicked on by Gabriel. Curran. Another player down. It's a Ratchaburi player down in the middle this time, so another stoppage. Match day 2 in the AFC Champions League 2 comes up for these teams on the 2nd of October. So Nam Dinh will go to Eastern. Be a home game against Gamba Osaka for Ratchaburi. Going to see a change here for Nam Dinh. Tran Van Kong is going to come on. Well, it's Gabriel that just took a knock on the head in that little melee in the penalty area when that ball came in. We'll see who Nam Dinh are going to take off. They've looked fairly settled and fairly balanced throughout the game, but Tran Van Kong, who is usually a defensive midfielder, will come on and take his place. And there's the big man, 6'9" tall, one of the tallest men in world football, Kyle Hudlin, a man born in Birmingham. Opposite, under pressure from Hong An. Free kick given away by Nam Dinh, who just look, they've locked down their stride a little bit since that goal went in for Ratchaburi. Just allowing the Thai side to get back at them a little bit at the moment. Oh, look at the difference in height. There's a head difference there between the two substitutes, Tran Van Kong and Kyle Hudlin. Tanner just caught on the ball and he scored the goal to get them back into the game. Choice on here for Mitchell Dykes again. Kemdi came across that time to make the challenge. It was Romelu, sorry, that made the challenge. The referee has given a goal kick. Well, they will make the substitutions as well. Van Kong coming on. Huang An is coming off, and Kyle Hudlin comes on. Now Brenner, 2 goals to his name. A little bit of a limp for Hong An, who was injured in the first half. And Brenner, who got the 2 goals, is coming off as well. It'll be a straight swap. Hudlin will go straight up front. There's the first wonderful finish, just swept the ball in on the half volley. Themselves a second goal and really make it for an exciting final quarter of the game here. They've certainly played the ball around a little bit better since getting that goal back. Is it a little bit too much too late though for them? Danielson Jr. goes down under the challenge from Van Kong, who's only just come on. Another clumsy one more than anything else. There was no real malice in it. Well, it was Gabriel actually that came forward. He's lost a boot in the meantime. It's a yellow card though, so he's only literally just come on the field. Tran Van Kong picks up a yellow card. First yellow card of the match. it is that time where the legs just get a little bit tired and one or two clumsy challenges rather than malicious challenges creep in. They're not very happy about something at the moment, the Ratchaburi players, whether the referee's telling Gabriel he's got to go off to put his boots back on, but I don't think he's going to bother. He'll be okay. He'll want to get up front for the free kick. Doesn't have to go off, of course, as the trainers didn't come onto the field. So he can go up into that forward line and add a little bit of aerial presence, and more work to do for Keiki Santos here, the Van Dinh goalkeeper. Tanner, who scored the goal, will take the free kick. Whipped in with a little bit of pace. Nobody in green made a move. It's gone for a corner. Comes off Kyle Hudlin, the man who came on just a moment or so ago. So using his height back on defensive duty, but there was no real call. He didn't need to make a move for that. He was probably waiting for a call from Santos' goalkeeper. Not too sure a call came, which meant he played the ball, which is an unnecessary corner given away, really. Say 6'9", or for those of you who deal in the metric, 2.06 metres. Kyle Hudlin. Ball bobbling around again. Santos dives on it eventually. There's another player down. Cesar this time. Well, it's been very stop-start over the last few minutes or so. This will add a little bit of time onto the end of the game. Nam Dinh staff in discussion. Clock is very much on their side, of course, with a 2-goal cushion at the moment, but when there's a 2-goal cushion, it's one of those leads that's very fragile. You'd think if Ratchaburi get the next goal, then they are going into the final stages of the game with momentum. If Nam Dinh could score, then that surely would be the end of any hopes of a comeback from Ratchaburi. So it's not as clear-cut as you think, a 3-1 scoreline. Away by opposite. Hudlin tussling away. He has played in the lower leagues in the UK in his career. Kyle Hudlin enjoying his experience, I'm sure. Here come Van Dinh, Nam Dinh. It's over the top from the substitute Van Kong, who picked up the yellow card a moment or so ago, but his coach will be delighted that he's got forward into that position. Players up with him as well, but he went for goal, just got right underneath it though. It's been a while since he scored a goal. Tran Van Kong went the whole of last season without a goal. He played 4 of the AFC Champions League 2 games last season. And Fandi making a nuisance of himself. Found himself surplus to requirements at BG Pathum. He's got a brother that was at BG with him as well, Irfan Fandi, who's since left for Port FC. The father's involved in football as well. Fandi Ahmad, who was the coach of Sri Pahang in Malaysia, but they withdrew from the Malaysian League due to financial issues at the end of last season. So really the Fandi brothers needing a little bit of a kickstart to get their careers back on track. Did score 40 goals for BG Pathum United in his time there. There's the man who opened the scoring for Nam Dinh tonight, Caio Cesar. There are 1 or 2 of these foreign players that have only been signed really for the AFC campaign. We won't see them too much in the league. Caio Cesar's not one of them. Has played in 3 of the 4 league games so far this season. Kemdi current. Just managed to keep that ball in play. Possibly will be another yellow card, will it? No, not on this occasion. He's a little bit fortunate there, Romelu. Just wrestled Ngueba to the ground. Well, he's very lucky not to get a yellow, in fairness. It was a yellow card challenge because Ngueba was going to bear down on goal, and Romelu just deciding he was going to stop him any way he could. Just over a quarter of an hour to go plus stoppage time. Nam Dinh leading by 3-1. Tanawat with the ball in. Ngueba tried to get to the byline, but again just ran out of ground. It'll be a goal kick. Good defending. Eid back on defensive duty. He's had a good game tonight, Eid, without really threatening. Has had a hand in a couple of the Nam Dinh goals. He was born in Nyköping in Sweden. Ratchaburi throw. Way on that far side. Did have a really good league campaign last year, Ratchaburi. It was one of their best seasons in some time. They lost just 8 of their 30 league matches last season. Passing the half-century of points and finishing in 4th spot, which meant that they sealed a place in this competition. It's Thailand to get a couple of places in the AFC Champions League Elite. Depends on the coefficient rankings of who plays in which competition, how many positions you actually get in each competition. It's a foul by Percy Tau, who seems a little bemused by that. Opposite winning the free kick for Ratchaburi. Ngueba taking a tumble, giving away the free kick taken already by Mitchell Dykes. Nice. Swung out wide by Romelu, looking to go side to side. Kevin Van Bar, nice ball down the line. Van Kong. Percy Tau. Tried his luck a couple of times from a similar range in the first half. It's Eid trying his luck, but well over the top. His debut in the opening game of the season, Mahmoud Eid. It's only his 2nd appearance tonight for his new club. Bangkok United last season, played over 100 games in total during his time there. Santos comes out, no-nonsense clearance, getting that ball away, and may have injured himself in the process. Opposite was the furthest man forward there for Ratchaburi. Might just be a bit of cramp for the goalkeeper. He came charging out of his goal with that long ball over the top. Another double change coming up for Nam Dinh. Romelu is going off. Norman is coming on. And Van Vee is the other man coming on. So more changes made here by Nam Dinh late in the game to just try and shore things up now, get some fresh legs on. Romulu's had a good game in that holding midfield role.
Substitution for Nam Dinh, player number 72, Romulo de Silva, replaced by player number 21.
Van Vee, who has featured in all 4 of the league games so far this season. Christopher Norman from Norway, another player to make a debut tonight, who was in Poland last season with Jagiellonia. He comes on for the last few minutes. Ngueba's gone off for Ratchaburi as well, and Chotipat has come on for them.
Substitution for Ratchaburi, player number 11, Guilherme Peredo Pinto, replaced by player number 88, Chotipat Phuket.
Tossawat, earlier substitution for Ratchaburi, just unable to get a foot on the ball. Chotipat just loses possession. It's a free kick though. It looks as though Ratchaburi could well be heading for their first defeat of the season. 3 wins and a draw in their opening 4 league matches. So they've got a couple of tough games coming up in the league as well before they next play in this competition. We mentioned Muang Thong United at the weekend, then next week they play Bangkok United in a midweek fixture as well. Another tough game for them. Bangkok, who were in Nam Dinh's group last season in this competition. Mitchell Dykes with the throw. Hudlin went to ground and, well, he's been penalised, the big man. A new experience for him playing in Vietnam. He's played in the UK all his career, was at Newport County in the lower leagues last season. Did score twice in the Super Cup defeat to CAHN at the start of the season. Managed just 6 goals in 27 appearances in the 3rd tier of English football last season. Tossawat. A chance maybe for Ratchaburi if they could get one now. You feel if they're going to try and get something from this, they have to score a second pretty quickly. There will be a little bit of added time at the end of the game for the injuries in the second half. Tossawat. Tanner just trying to get himself into that gap, away by Dykes. Kemdi. Nam Dinh preparing to make their final change. Cesar. Good ball. Hudlin wanted it played through the middle. Oh, it was going through to the goalkeeper, and Gabriel has just slid in and played that one away. It was a good ball played in by Van Vee. But Hudlin just wanted it dropped into his feet on the edge of the box. You can see his reaction, and you could see him pointing where he wanted it played as well. But Gabriel didn't need to do that. It was going straight through to Campon, and he's kept his side under a little bit of pressure here. Another change, as we said. No Nun Hee is coming on. Kevin Van Bar Here's the man that's going off. Had a good game at right back tonight, the Frenchman. Just get some fresh legs on at the back, just shut out that middle area now for Nam Dinh. Got a corner here, can they extend their advantage? They've got the man with the height in there, Hudlin. That's over him though, back across and off Cesar! Oh, it's ruled out, it won't count. Well, Cesar and Eid both went for it. I think there was an offside flag, which is why the goal's been disallowed. They thought they'd scored the fourth there, Nam Dinh. Yeah, flag went up for offside. Or was he offside when the initial header came in? It was very, very tight. Eid got the faintest of touches, just got their head of camp on. It won't count. Santos with the clearance. Cesar. It's aimed towards Hudlin. Campon quickly off his line though to gather it. Just wanted one too many touch, maybe Norman. Another player who's playing for the first time tonight. Former Norway youth international. Current. Cesar. Oh, nice little step over to buy himself some space. Van Vee has already put one really good ball into the box. Hudlin. Van Vee's made ground into the middle. Cesar. Mitchell Dykes up with the attack. Now they can try and fashion an angle for the cross, but can't get past the outstretched boot of Tosawa. It will be a corner though. And they'll just be happy now, you feel, Nam Dinh to keep the ball at this end of the field. The band have done their level best to keep the tempo up, the momentum up, and keep the noise levels up as well, as far as the home team are concerned. So passionate about their football in Vietnam, whether it be men's football, women's football, junior football. Remember the women's team having some success a couple of years ago, and there were thousands out on the street in the red of Vietnam celebrating that victory. Bullet header straight at the goalkeeper though. That was Lucas. They just needed to get some more direction on that one. He headed it straight at Campon. It was easy for the goalkeeper. Ratchaburi will try and mount another attack. Free kick given away. And here's that header again. Caught it really well, really good connection. The only trouble was it was straight at Campon. A bit more cramp just creeping in here. Jesse Curran, the man that's just gone off, I think, for Ratchaburi. I can hear in the background the man who was born in Australia to a Scottish mother and Scottish father and a Filipino mother. He'll play no further part in the game. We'll confirm who's come on in for a moment for Ratchaburi. Well, there's the man, in fact, Suporn. It is that's come on. So final throw of the dice now for Ratchaburi as well. That's their fifth change in the match. They've got a free kick here, and you feel that this has to really put the goal under pressure. Really about a good delivery from the Thai size. Player gone down in the box under Hudlin's challenge, but no hint of a penalty. It was Gabriel again who'd come forward. Lucas has marshalled that back line pretty well tonight, the captain. Cesar got Nam Dinh off and running in the first half. 2 goals from Brenner in the second half made it 3-0 before Tanner pulled a goal back for Ratchaburi. That's the state of play as we enter the final minute of the 90. The opening match of the AFC Champions League 2. Nam Dinh starting as they did last season with a win, it would appear. Just a question of how much the officials will add on. There probably will be 3 or 4 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. We know, of course, stoppage time is somewhat extended these days to allow for substitutions and injuries, etc. Here come Nam Dinh. They'll just want to run the ball as far as they can here. That's almost found its way through to Van Vee. Ratchaburi have won it back though. Now they'll try and mount another attack. Flipped in by Danielson. 5 minutes to be added. Supporn. Chotipan. Great ball in. Oh, offside flags up. It wouldn't have counted. That was a lovely ball in. And a diving header from Iksan. But straight at the goalkeeper once again. A flag had gone up for him. He was just offside. It was a good decision by the assistant on this near side. Header straight at the goalkeeper though. Iksan Fandi. It's only his second appearance of his loan spell. He played in the opening game of the season but found himself on the bench for the last 3 matches for Ratchaburi. Here they come again. They could well be offside. Yep, Danielson Jr. just straying wrong side. And still can't score into an empty net. Now the goalkeeper's gone down injured again, just clutching that same ankle he injured a moment or so ago. It was a clear offside against Danielson Jr. Well, the 2 Brazilians sharing a little bit of a joke between them. Danielson feeling that Santos is just milking this to run a few seconds off the clock. Well, I'm sure Easton and Gamba Osaka will have had their spies watching this one ahead of their next matches against these teams, as they play each other tonight in the other group game, in the opening game in the group, or opening round of matches in the group, should I say. Towards Hudlin, it's just slightly behind him. Cesar keeping the pressure on. There's no foul. Chipped in by Van Vee, but it's over the head of Eid. He's looked a little bit lively since coming on. Made a slightly the wrong decision with the ball into the box, looking for Hudlin. Annoying Van Vee. He's a national team player as well, so he has plenty of experience. Just laid off by Hudlin. For the outside of the boot. From Lucas. Came to nothing though. Iksan. So they will play in the Asian Club Championship next. Nam Dinh next week. They've got a game against Svay Reng from Cambodia, who got their Shopee Cup campaign off to a winning start against Shan United in Myanmar a couple of weeks ago. Veered just straight into an offside position there when that ball came over the top. But this has been a very good performance by Nam Dinh tonight. They started really quickly. They got the opening goal through that man Cesar, and they never really looked back from there, despite the fact they did concede in the second half. But it was a high pressure performance, a pressing performance in the first half, and had it not been for upon in goal, they could have had a few more, and they might still finish with a flourish here. Hudlin creating the diversion. There was Motta, the central defender, coming forward. As Norman into the box, but stopped by a whole bunch of green shirts that just massed in front of him then. Nilsson Jr. had to go back a long way to win that ball. That's good work again by Nam Dinh. Really have come together when they've needed to. Norman. Cesar. Just overran that one slightly. Van Vee presses the accelerator. That's good defending. Kem D, who probably feels he was at fault for that third goal, just getting back on defensive duty, making a good solid challenge. Well, the added time is up. Just a question of how much the Korean referee will add on. Is there one last chance for Ratchaburi to get a consolation goal? Well, referee's had a look at the watch, and there won't be time for opposite to take the corner. It's a good win for the Vietnamese. Nam Dinh, who made the round of 16 last season. Cesar and Brenner with a couple of goals. Camp unbeaten only for the 4th time this season with those 3 goals. Santos was beaten at the other end. Tanner got a consolation back for Ratchaburi, but smiles all round for Nam Dinh. Cesar was outstanding in midfield, and as I say, was rewarded with that brilliant flick for the first goal. Brenner hammered one in to make it 2, and then a lovely deft little header to make it 3. Warrawood. Schumacher has to regroup his side before the league game at the weekend. A few days off for Nam Dinh ahead of their next game here against Phai Reng in 8 days' time. But they can happily have those 3 points in the bank in the opening game. Santos and Danielson had a little bit of fun at the end when Santos went down with cramp. But in the end, Ratchaburi were second best on the night. It is Nam Dinh, the reigning V1 champions, that come out on top on match day 1 in the AFC Champions League 2. It's finished Nam Dinh 3, Ratchaburi 1.